Every guy has envy. I'm talking about grill envy. Welcome to Another Man's Grill. We're going to check out cool and unique outdoor kitchens and grills. We're going to meet the owners of those grills, talk about their favorite foods, and even make their favorite grilling dishes. Today we're in Natick, Massachusetts at the home of Jim Economy, a good buddy of mine, and we're going to talk about this huge grill monstrosity that he dropped right here in the middle of his patio. Jim? So tell us about this grill.
Well, it didn't quite get dropped in the middle of the patio. I kind of did things backwards. There was a local store that had this as their floor model, and I went in and talked to my wife, and she thought it was a little too big, but went in and made an offer on it. I said, look, if you ever want to sell that, I made him an offer about half price of what they were asking. The guy said, nope, can't do it. I said, okay. About 6 months later, I went back again and said, hey, offer's still there. If you want to get rid of your floor model, I'll give you half price for it. Wouldn't you know, I was out to lunch with my wife that afternoon, and hello, Patio Playland, we're buying the grill.
There you go.
After we ended up buying the grill, they delivered it, I realized the patio wasn't quite big enough to hold the grill, so got a good deal on the grill, but I had to enlarge the patio to fit it. But that's another story.
That's another story.
So, but we got the bar in this end that we use all the time. We sit out here, we cook, eat, have drinks. It works really well.
Well, this is awesome. You got granite countertops. And you got this new stone wall that you said you just built?
Yeah, and I could cut in a refrigerator over here if I want. We got electricity all through, and it's great. We use it. It's another room in the house right now.
There you go.
And today, seeing as you stopped by, I figured I'd make you one of my favorite dishes, which is a hoisin flavored lamb.
Ooh, I love lamb.
Something a little bit different.
Great.
The first thing what I did is I just took some bread, put some slices in it with a little bit of butter. We can put this up on the top here so that'll heat up while everything else cooks.
Okay.
Here we're going to make some hoisin lamb.
Hoisin lamb?
Hoisin lamb. Got a lamb leg. You can either butterfly it yourself if you go with a knife, or just ask a local butcher when you pick it up. So you like it butterflied.
Yep.
Full leg's usually about 6-7 pounds. After you get it all flanked out, you're probably about 3 pounds.
Okay.
What we end up doing with this is, after we get it butterflied, put it into a Ziploc bag. It's usually the easiest way. Here I have 4 tablespoons of soy sauce.
Okay, simple soy sauce.
Nice way to marinate, just drop it into a Ziploc bag.
It's good, it's always good, soy sauce.
Rice wine vinegar.
Oh,
you gotta have rice wine vinegar.
Gotta have that.
So that is 4 tablespoons, give or take. That's a native way of measuring.
I was gonna say, that's my way of measuring.
Garlic? 3 tablespoons garlic. Sounds like a lot of garlic, but it's really not when you get into the lamb and everything else.
You know what? I've never not had enough garlic.
That's true. Scallions, chopped up. Again, 1/4 cup, give or take.
Fabulous.
And hoisin sauce, a full jar is 8-9 ounces, depending on which brand you go with.
What? You didn't make your own?
No. Hey, quick. I just found out you were coming an hour ago.
Okay.
So, hoisin sauce, full jar in there. Then, close it up. Give it a good shake around in the lamb.
Yep.
Marinate, mix everything up together, make them all nice and happy. Roll it up, put it in the fridge. You could let it sit overnight, but anything, you want to give it at least 4 hours. Be a good marinade, but again, you can do it overnight.
So through the magic of television, Jim's marinated lamb is actually ready to go.
Ready to go. It's been about probably 6 or 8 hours for this here.
Oh, okay. So you did it earlier this morning?
Yep. Went up to work.
Got it.
Got the grill at about medium-high heat.
Okay.
Hopefully there'll be a small one here for the cooks while we do these here.
Oh, that's good. You always have to have a little sampling while we're cooking.
Now, when I mentioned butterflying them, what that really does is it just takes the leg of lamb, instead of having a big round, kind of flattens it out, so it kind of cooks a little easier. So they're both about the same. You know, you want to keep them maybe inch and a half thick.
But then you did different pieces.
Well, it was just a leg. When I cut it up and took off the fat,
got it.
They kind of broke apart a little bit.
Okay, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Probably you'll cook a little faster doing it that way too.
It will.
So while we're waiting for this beautiful lamb to cook, gotta have a little wine.
We do. And normally with a lamb, you'd want more of a robust wine, something like either a Rioja or a Malbec, maybe even a Chateauneuf du Pape or an early vintage cab.
Yeah.
But with this, because we're going to add a little honey onto it at the end, it's going to soften that lamb flavors down. So we're going to go with a California Merlot.
A California Merlot.
California
okay.
Merlot. It's 2013, so it's a relatively young Merlot.
Yeah.
And today, being roughly a 90-degree day out here, a lot of people say drink wine at room temperature. Well, I think when that comment came out originally, you're looking at a couple hundred years ago when room temperature was 50 degrees. They didn't have the heat.
Right.
So here in America, a lot of people drink their red wines too warm and their white wines too cold. So again, today, it is 90 degrees out here. So I did put this in the fridge just for a few minutes, just to get that heat out of it. You know, certainly not cold, but again, not room temperature either. While we cook, enjoy. We had about probably 4 or 5 minutes on the first side. Flip it over. We'll give it another probably 5 minutes here, and then I'm going to add a little bit of honey on at the end to give it a little caramelization on the top with that honey.
Nice.
And then throw a little asparagus on.
Oh, I was going to wonder what you were going to do about a veggie. I'm good. That's
asparagus, just basic, simple. Just the basic asparagus, little olive oil, extra virgin olive oil.
Of course.
Add a little salt, which I'll do that right now.
What kind of salt you got there?
Kosher.
A little kosher salt.
A little kosher salt. And just again, keep it simple. Don't need a lot with this. The lamb's going to be the main flavor of the dish.
Got it.
Again, a little bit of olive oil. Put them against the grates here so they don't fall through.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. We learned that one the hard way, too.
I'm sure you have.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I guess it's a good thing we got 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah.
Joe, do you know how you make extra virgin olive oil?
It's the first pressing of the olives.
No. You use the ugly olives. Now that we're getting close here, just going to add a little bit of honey here on these, just sweeten that up.
Are you doing this like on the last couple of minutes of it, or?
Yes. I mean, some people like it on a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Get that nice char.
But then you get a lot of too much char.
Too much char, exactly. Right. So I'll put it on at the end, keep it here, flip it, put a little bit on the other side, char it off, and we'll be good to go.
That's the same thing you really should do with barbecue sauce, too. You really shouldn't put your barbecue sauce on until the end so you don't burn up your chicken.
In here now, they've been, you know, you can kind of tell by the feel of the tongs. If it goes right in, it's too soft, you know, it's not quite ready.
Like that one's still a little rare.
Exactly. That one, this one here, we're good. You're going to want these to sit for a solid 10 minutes or so before cutting into them. You know, I say 10 minutes because if you say 5 minutes, you're going to end up cutting them into 2 minutes. If you say 10 minutes, you're going to get 5, 6, 7 minutes out of it.
Okay, that makes total sense.
Because once you start smelling the way this is going to be, you're going to want to cut into it even quicker.
Well, that makes total sense. And the reason you want to always rest your meat is because it didn't come out very well. But
I was going to make a comment on it.
I know. But the reason is because, first of all, it will continue to cook. It's called carryover cooking for about 5 minutes. And then on top of that, all the juices that have been slowly going to the surface are all going to come back to the middle again, so that you have a nice moist piece of meat. Again, didn't come out great, but...
So these have been sitting here for probably 7, 8 minutes.
Yep.
What you're going to do is when you look at them, you can see there's a grain on it. Yep. The grains are going this way here.
Yeah.
You want to cut against the grain.
Well, that makes
sense.
Add
an angle here.
That's
so that way it cuts those fibers.
On the bias.
On the bias, that's it. Cut the fibers, it makes it a lot less chewy.
Yeah.
And this is the way I kind of like it here. Medium rare.
Yeah.
Just about perfect. So we're going to cut up these up here, and then I'll show you plating in just a moment.
Okay. Oh, that looks really nice. Beautiful.
All right, so we have the asparagus. Again, just a little extra virgin olive oil, salt.
Yep.
Rice pilaf. Simple rice pilaf. Cut these at the angle again against the grain.
Against the grain.
Put a couple of these here like that. Yep. There we go. Let's give this one more here.
Sure. I'm hungry.
Oh, here's the bread that I mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Put this on the grill, cut it earlier.
Did you bake that yourself, Jim?
I told you. You gave me a couple of hours to get this together here. And there you go. Jim Economy's hoisin lamb with rice pilaf, grilled asparagus, and some bread and butter. Enjoy.
Well, I'm hungry, and it's starting to rain out. So let's bring this inside and let's eat. See you next time here on Another Man's Grill.